tiger on the prowl. I'ma make it go wow. I'm original, and I told you so. I'm a kid in the candy store. Put the leather on the denim. I ain't the cure, I'm the venom. If you wanna find me, find the taillight. Something's coming in, you're gonna wanna take a red eye. It's time to go. It's time to go. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Don't blink, don't blink. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Don't blink, don't blink. I don't wait for nobody. I'm a summer name on the dotty. City lights call my name, drawn to the flame, and I'm feeling kinda naughty. I hit the ground running, step out the door and I'm stunning. Better hold tight cause you know what's going down. I'm setting the pace cause this is my town. So get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Don't blink, don't blink. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Don't blink, don't blink. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Don't blink, don't blink. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Don't blink, don't blink.
Happy Wednesday. Hi. Welcome. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Keely Dunn, FH Umpires, and you are the third team. And yeah, things are... So I have upgraded my computer again because I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff. And you know what you should never do? You should never upgrade your machine and then try to run a live stream without completely testing everything out first. Everything, like your camera placement. Oh, I hope you're having a good one. I am missing some sound effects. Nick is going to be very upset that I have no buttons to press. I'm pretty sure this won't work. Yeah, I'm right. No sound effects. Okay, well, I shouldn't say I have no sound effects. I just don't have them programmed. So wait, I can do it this way. That was a little loud. See? These are the things that can happen. I'm just going to turn all these down. Because if a show without sound effects is like Christmas without eggnog with a lot of spiking in it, as I learned from my friend Dina. I am going to pull up your comments in a little bit, but what we are going to cover today on the show, if I can keep my ish together, we are going to talk about goalkeepers losing their helmets and continuing to play, as we saw at the Tokyo Olympics. We are going to look at a bit of an unfortunate incident of stickwork that happened during the final of the Junior Men's World Cup just a few days ago. And we're going to look at a traffic jam on a free hit, 5 meters very near the circle along the baseline that happened at the Asian Champions Trophy. So we have 3 international clips to sort of work through. And as always, I have some flowers to award. Somebody asked me when they're going to receive the bouquet. And I said, if you don't understand that that's metaphorical, this is when I need the wah, wah, wah. Because it's metaphorical, by the way. Oh, I need to turn on my light, but I don't have the stuff that I need to do. Okay, where are my comments? I don't even have those up because, I just decided it would be more exciting to do this on the fly. Where is my eCam window? It's there. Oh, here it is. Don't mind me. I hope you guys were all patient. I do appreciate that you stuck around for a couple minutes as I was ironing out some of my issues. And let's face it, it gave you a chance to go pour a drink. It's that time of year, folks. I am this close to starting to drink rosé during the show instead of after. All right, what's going on? Rachel, hi. The SC. The SC. Did you just mix those two up? Is it a Cabernet Sauvignon, but it's heavier on the Sauvignon today? I'm glad you're here anyway, and thank you very much for ordering one of the duffels. I hope you love it. It's an amazing bag. It is so waterproof, it's not even funny. So, oh, there it is. Or even the Cabernet Sauvignon. There you go. Niels is here. Thank you for coming. And Lucio, of course. There he is. Oh my gosh. I don't even want to see this. When he starts off with the apologies gang, oh, I'm just so worried. And you can see how this isn't quite working out the way that I want. Okay, background. Let's find out. Opacity 50%. Look, I do everything by 100%. Wait, I have to press save, and then it's going to be bang. That's the impact I'm looking for in the high contrast that helps me read things. You're probably the same way. So Simon has replay squad because he just had 3 cold games on the trot. Totally fine. I'm glad that you're out there and you're umpiring and you're having a good time. That's the most important thing of all. Did you have fun? Jason, hi. Anything likely to happen in indoor with Essex? He is asking. I'll allow you to have that private conversation. Please report back anything that you learn. Hi. You just made it with a takeaway. Fantastic. I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom of the comments and make sure that I haven't messed anything up with the audio. Okay. No, everybody's just teasing me. It's totally fine. Good. Okay. So Scott has his takeaway. Yurian, hi. Good to see you. Best name ever. Oscom. Yurian Oscom. It's just so, I don't know. I just love the vowels in there. There's a lot of K's and just, I don't know. It's a lovely balanced name. Okay. Lou, hi. Indoor this weekend for Lou. Awesome. Congratulations. Okay. The wine is poured. I feel better as well already knowing that. Ah, there you go. IT umpires. I'm not sure what that refers to, but I'll get the joke later when my adrenaline isn't pumping. So there you go. Mike, you're listening in the office tonight. Perfect. It's perfect. It's just a little bit of accompaniment behind the scenes. And this is when I'm going to work on my elocution and my more correct grammar so that as a listening experience, it's more positive. But thank you. Richard Dunmore, hi. One of our fantastic green members. And I know it's just a little tiny slice of money a month, but man, it sure makes a difference because there's a bunch of you. So thank you very much to people like Richard who are helping keep FH Umpires going. Shane, hi. You're listening to coffee while working, right? You're listening to me, but you're having coffee while working. Okay. Yop is here. Hi, friend. Prominent on the Discords lately. Thank you for joining in at the Discord. I think my overlay is gone. Yes, it has. But if you don't know what I'm talking about when I mention the Discord, come over to it. It is FHumpires.com/Discord. And we are growing like weeds. I just put in the comments for y'all so you can see it. Oh, you are yellow. Sorry, Richard. You're absolutely right. Associations. Anyway. Well, Richard, then get your butt into a huddle, okay? And a watch party and all the things. It's about time that we sorted all this out for you. Okay. Aline is here. Hi. Good to see you. Paul Reeves, of course. Great to have you. Godders. Yeah, it is a good crowd, right? Everybody's getting ready for the holiday show. Everybody wants to see me like rant of the holidays and to be getting carried away on something like that. Mike Farmer is here. Hi, friend. Stain. Mark Cumming. Great to have you. I'm keeping well. Are you keeping well? Tell me everything. Tell me how you're doing. Roger's here. Good morning, afternoon, and evening. Yes, I have to keep remembering to say all those things because we do have friends like Shane. It's the morning. He lives in the future. I don't know if you knew that about Shane, but being in New Zealand, he's in the future. So tell us how it goes. Do we get our jetpacks? Yes. Yeah, maybe my stream deck isn't all going to work today, but you know what does? This big anger button right here. Oh, do I have one later? Oh boy. It's going to be good. It's going to be so good. Just happened this morning. The duffels are amazing. Thanks, Niels. I'm really glad that you are enjoying yours. And yours has been through a lot of rain. Yeah, as has mine. And your stuff remains totally dry. That's like a nice little 3-part series. I'd like to hear this in haiku form. If anybody could get on that for me, that would be fantastic. Thank you. Still being sorted out. Check with Will. Yeah, I'd like Will to check with me too, because we're supposed to be talking. But, okay, look, the massive uncertainty right now for everybody playing indoor hockey, trying to play indoor hockey. I just learned this morning that the European Championship 2 women's that was in anyway, in Croatia. If I don't have it in front of me, there's no way I'm going to remember how to say it. That has been postponed-ish. So the European indoor tournaments are starting to bang, bang, bang. They're starting to fall like dominoes because teams are needing to pull out because of various new restrictions that are being posed locally and in the hosting nations regarding quarantines and such like that for teams that are traveling. And yeah, it's looking like this European indoor season is going to be pretty dicey. So I understand that a lot of jurisdictions are kind of on tenterhooks as to whether they should go ahead and play, whether it's just domestic action or there's international considerations. So I think we have 2 more weeks in our fall session. And what we did this year was we really did split it up because it is easier to play 2 seasons than to play 1 big season that breaks, and then to try to figure out, okay, who wins what, who does what, who gets promoted, who gets relegated, you don't have to think about any of that because we're just doing 2 little seasons. Because yeah, things aren't going great, are they? It's just so hard. Indoor umpires. Now I get it. Thank you. I'm not the smartest. It's all about the glasses and the hair and the brain. I don't know. It's optional. There you go. Okay. And yes, yellow now. Wait a minute. I think we have somebody new. Hang on. Let me get to the sound effect. If I say this correctly, do I say Wanka? Wonka? I'm not sure. Please come to the Discord, send me an audio note that has you saying your name the way that your mother would pronounce it, and then I will study it and try to figure it out. I'm sure if I call you Juan, that will work too. But is it a little early for nicknames? Because this is your first time on the show, as far as I know. So thank you for joining in. That's great. I hope that I don't speak in a way that makes it too difficult for you to understand, depending on your levels and such. So please do let me know that too. Sometimes I get a little carried away and start 20 hours in the future. Are you really 20 hours? Well, you're 20 hours in the future from me, but And this is the center of the universe. So, okay, that's totally understandable. There you go. Oh my God. Oh, no, it's okay. Look, Niels, I'm going to take the like button at any point now because I can see the numbers and I'm like, does that mean that half the people watching didn't really enjoy it? I don't know. Maybe you need to have a Google account that you have associated with YouTube in order to press the buttons. I don't even remember how that works. If you don't have a YouTube account by now, you don't have to post anything on your own channel. I mean, it gives you a channel, but you don't have to post anything there. You can just have an account that you just follow other people on. And that's what I do. And that I find it's a better way to consume YouTube because I get to see more of the content that I want instead of get distracted by Mr. Beast. And likewise, that means that if you like and subscribe and notify, just click that notification bell on this content, it also shows YouTube that, hey, this FH Umpires Jam might be pretty cool. Maybe we should show it to some other people in their recommended channels, recommended shows. It just helps get the word out there. So yeah, it's not just about my ego. It is a way that we can get the word out there that there is something like this, because how many live stream field hockey umpiring shows are out there right now? What? And you, lucky folk, already know about it. But what about your best friends? What about people you've never met across the world who might be recommended because you click the like button? Just saying. Okay. You can tell I'm all over the place. Aline, yes, the Indoor World Cup is in February in Belgium, where you do live. At the moment, it's not falling, yes, but you've got to be careful, right? And world makes it even more complicated. So can the teams from other continents get on flights? Can they meet testing requirements? Can they satisfy the authorities as to the health of their people? So it's tough. I don't know what you're scared of, Roger, but I'm right with you. And a very warm welcome. Rachel's got outdoors on Saturday and indoors on Sunday. Bang. Is there a... Wait. I can play this one if I can find it. Okay. I hate hearing that, you guys. That is awful. And you know what I don't have is I don't have the comments disappearing from the stream automatically. I wonder where that is. Stream. Nope, it's not there. YouTube, video, I don't know. It's okay. I'm just, you get to just stay there then until I click that button. Talking to myself at this point. Hamish. Okay. Good to have you though. Hamish is one of my favorite people to take well, okay, I guess I just take the piss out of him, but I was going to try to say something nicer like the stuffing or the whatever, but yeah, there's just one. Again, I've lost the joke now, but it's probably referring to something that has happened in terms of ruining all of my setup with my new machine, which something that Callie, as a fellow live streamer and instructor, would know very well. So you have an indoor tournament on Friday. That's great. How do you get a tournament that only goes for one day? That doesn't make any sense. There you go. A lurker. Yeah. Oh, I'm so happy that you decided to say something. And I'm totally fine if you don't want to participate very much, but I hope you feel at home, you feel comfortable and welcome. And when I say things like, tell me what you think about this clip, I would love to hear from you, okay? It's part of the exercise and the growth, and see, now all the other stuff has gone away because Wonka's here. I'm happy. There you go. Hamish was one of the key people that inspired you to umpire when he was younger. Probably not the same Hamish. Hamish is like 15. This Hamish. So it's not Hamish Jameson. It's Hamish Kinlosh. Is that correct? I'll just make it up for now. Okay. I don't even have my show notes up, so we are going to fly this. We're just going to, let's do whatever. What was I going to say? Okay, first of all, announcements. Very important. I've been hinting at this, but formally, so everybody knows, 2022. And I'm saying this because I want you to have the opportunity, if you have not yet signed up for the FHU third team and you'd like a better rate, I get that. So I'm letting everybody know that the prices are going up next month. Okay, so I'm just going to ask for a little bit more from the green sort of patronage members. The yellow membership is going up to $27 US a month. And red is going up per seat as well. Now, if you are one of those fine humans who's been part of the team for a while, you're staying at the same price. Don't worry. I take care of my people. But I want you to be aware of that because, as I explained last week, it's really important to me that I continue to find better ways to support your umpiring progress. And I have some really great ideas for things that I want to develop and I want to be able to implement. But I learned something this year. Now, stop me if this seems shocking, because I can take some time with this, but there's only one of me. There's only one of me, and I like to sleep 8 hours a night. I mean, I went through the Olympics sleeping 4 hours a night in 2-hour blocks and realized that just isn't me. It just didn't, fit. It took me a month to recover and my health went downhill and all kinds of stuff. So no, and in order to do the things that I need to do that take more than me, it means I need to find other me's and I need to compensate them properly, because that's really important to me. So that's why I'm looking at increasing that offering. I hope that makes sense. I hope you find that to be reasonable or valuable. If you would like to give me some feedback, please come to the Discord server, text me on WhatsApp, whatever the case might be, and we'll have a chat about it because I'd like to know about things. Okay, it's Juan Cruz. Oh, Juan Cruz, your nickname, he says. Okay, you tell me when we're best friends enough that I get to use your nickname. I'll wait. I'm patient. It doesn't have to be now. It doesn't have to be today. Like, let's ease into this. Okay, there you go. Yes, Shane did sign up to yell last week. I know that I put a thing on the stream. I know I did. Because that's the next section that I have to do for announcements is flowers to go out. First of all, this young lady right here, good friend and guest on Umpire at Home, Ayanna McLean of Trinidad, was awarded her golden whistle at the Asian Champions Trophy a couple days ago at her first match there. She couldn't umpire on the first day because she was awaiting her test results because she didn't fly. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was fine. She umpired on her second day, on the second day of the tournament, received her golden whistle there. And if you don't know anything about Ayanna McLean, please go watch the Umpire at Home episode with her because she's fantastic. She's not only one of the best pitch umpires in the world, but she's known to be one of the best video umpires in the world. And we had a great chat all about video umpire things. So please do go have a look at that. And know this, as I posted on social media, you cannot possibly overstate the impact that this woman is having on international umpiring. As a woman of color from the Central American and Caribbean region, she's the first Central American and Caribbean region umpire to receive a golden whistle. And what she does by leading from the front, seeing and believing, it's I don't know. I get a little teary when I talk about her. So thank you, Ayanna, for all that you're doing. She has persevered through a lot. So thank you and congratulations. Awesome. And then here, Shane, giving you your flowers here. I believe it's a Masters over 60 final. If I'm wrong, please let me know. Shane, I thought it was, but appointed, not just appointed the tournament, but appointed the final in New Zealand. So Shane, massive congratulations. Okay. See, I love to celebrate everything because it's great. And the last, I don't know what's happening here. What did I do? What did I do to make that happen? Hang on. Let's see if I can, if I can get rid of this extra. I don't know what happened there. And I just wanted to say that out of these two very fine gentlemen, the one on the left has joined the Discord server moderating team because I just clicked a button today. Anyway, Nick, thank you so much for your contributions in the server, and I am looking forward to you helping me herd the cats in the future. There you go. Those are my flowers. Oh, but also a very big thank you to Tyrone, who last week was a contributor to my rosé fund through Buy Me a Rosé. So if you are wondering what I'm talking about, it's right down here. If, let's say you're new and you're not sure, like, are we here for a long time, you and I? Are we in for the long haul? If you're not sure, but you got value out of what we talked about on this particular episode, or there was something a question I answered in the server or anything like that, and you want to throw in a little bit of support, just go to buymeacoffee.com/FHumpires, and I will spend that money on rosé. I'm just kidding. I'll spend that money on hardware and other people. That's what I'm doing right now, is upgrading some of my hardware. So yeah. Tyrone did that last week, and I just want to say thank you. There you go. Okay, so lots of love coming in for Ayanna. Very justified. That's fantastic. Masters final for a local comp, Wellington Association, over 35. Oh, okay. Okay. So I at least got an adult competition. Who knows? And yes. Oh, thank you, says Audie, for sharing the goalkeeper taking out the forward video a few weeks back. Well, thank you for making that possible. So I don't always know exactly where the videos are coming from, because somebody will point it out and then I'll be like, I don't even know who to originally credit on this, because I know it's been shared around social media sites for a while. So Audie, thank you very much for doing that. And if in the future I've shared something for one of you out there and maybe I wasn't smart enough to give you credit, please do let me know and I will correct that mistake, because credit is good. I got wires. Oh, that's why I got wires, because my headphone wire is too short. That's right. Okay. No, we're good. We got this. Okay. We have more goalkeeper stuff, Audie, so I hope that is going to be up your alley, because we are going to talk about a clip that was shared on the socials. It always surprises me how some accounts seem to be able to get away with sharing stuff from the Olympics without any problems, and then they come after me, which makes me wonder. But anyway, we'll see what happens on this one. Okay, I need to move that. This was from the India-Japan game, as you can see from the graphic. Thanks, rocket scientist. And we're going to talk about this one because, as per usual, the Facebook discussion was all over the place, and you probably didn't know what was up by the time it was there. And Simon Webb, thanks for bringing this particular one to my attention as well. So have a look at this and let me know what you think of all of these things. Again, we are going to distill this down to principles. This isn't about pointing out a mistake in umpiring. That's useless. what we're doing is figuring out what should we be paying attention to so that in our next game, if this should happen to us, are we going to make the best decision possible? Understanding that the fact situation could be just slightly different, which would lead to a different decision. It might also be close enough that you would have the same decision anyway. So what do we think? What are we looking for here? Okay. So, Daniel, this happened to him about 10 years ago when he was umpiring his second neutral game ever. Jack, wow. First off, probably not important. However, it's amazing the way the helmet comes off. Well, if you've seen, Srijesh, gosh, Brain, thanks. Good job, Brain. If you've seen Srijesh play, it's not super uncommon for his helmet to come off. Like it happens. He probably wears it pretty loosely, is what I'm trying to say. It's almost NHL style, the way that happens. But Jack, particularly, like, is it the fact that it goes up and over his head that you particularly paid attention to? Because I find that interesting. Jack, I think, I'm absolutely certain, is a goalkeeper, actually. So there you go. Come on, gang. I'm waiting for the well, I can't hit the crickets, but I need your feedback first. And remember, I want you to share your ideas. I want you to share your principles on this because it is important. Stream. There it is. Automatically have comments after 15 seconds. I found it. I don't know why that wasn't clicked. Okay, now we're going fast and furious. Scott, you don't have any problem with the tackle, the fact the goalkeeper played well on the floor. Everybody can do that. Your concern is about the fact the helmet came off. Okay, good start. Goalkeeper lost his helmet by accident, but then played with the helmet off. Playing on with the helmet off is dangerous. No idea what the solution would be here. Okay, thanks for saying that. 10.1 danger. Okay, I know what Stain's talking about. He's talking about rule 10.1 in the rule book that I might be able to bring up quickly and potentially share on the broadcast. Okay, and yeah, why don't I just do this? I could do this. I can share a screen overlay on the fly. We've been through this before. New screen share overlay. Now you can see like a lot of things. I hope there's nothing weird there. See, if I was smart, I'd put this on preview, but I'm not. Preview mode, it's called. Can you read that? I can't read that. Tall. Let's go that way. This might be more visible. Maybe. Okay, let's go. We're going to blow this up super big. So Stain was indicating right here in the middle, 10.1, a goalkeeper must not take part in the match outside the 23 mirror. They're defending except when taking part in the stroke. Guidance, protective headgear must be worn by a goalkeeper all times except when taking a penalty stroke. Okay. And as Stain intimated, the purpose behind that rule is to keep the player safe. Okay. Let's see. Aha. People are starting to see it. Paul Reeves, you supported a free hit defense on the Facebook chat because the attacker had kicked off his helmet, which created a dangerous situation. Did the contact with the attacker knock the helmet off? Penalty stroke for you. Cannot play without a helmet. Okay. That is absolutely a supportable interpretation under the rules, but let's see if we can hone this down a little bit. Lou, absolutely right. You want to kill the play immediately after the helmet comes off for safety. And for Lou, it would be a penalty corner for the red. Peter, forward knocks the helmet off on the way past. Guidance is, helmet to be worn at all times. Says Rachel, you're absolutely right. Don't know what the solution is, what to give. Okay, so we'll go through the options in a second. I just want to kind of get all your feedback first. The goalkeeper's important kit. It's all pretty important, but this is fundamental kit. You're absolutely right, Daniel. Therefore, cannot participate in the game anymore for his own safety. Penalty stroke and a 10 yellow for blue number 14, which I believe is Srijesh, the goalkeeper. Penalty stroke because the goalkeeper has to wear the helmet. Not intentional or anything, so no card, Yop would say. When you don't know what to do, you always go back to who or what action caused the offense. Thank you, Mr. Riley. And honestly, that is how we should be dissecting every play, is look at, so who caused it? Was it a loose helmet that should have stayed attached but didn't? Or was there something else that caused it? Jack, the first attacker seemed to just run over the goalie, the goalkeeper, and the second attacker just falls over missing the ball. Nothing really there. Goalkeeper with no helmet might be the bigger bit. It is the important bit, Jack, and it absolutely just has to be there. The rules do say that you can't interfere with other players' clothing and equipment. There you go. Hi, Ian. Good to see you. Okay, if you look at the stick hit from blue number 30, you could probably call a penalty stroke. That is a point. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try as best I can. And this is part of the limitation that we have with bad resolutions and frame rates in these matches that we get. You can see how the goalpost is striping? That's a frame rate issue. And it's because frame rates in some regions of the world are preferred to be at 25 or 50 frames per second. In others, it's 30 to 60. For sports, you want 120 frames per second if you possibly can, because then you can actually see minute changes as they scroll along. We don't have that. I think we got about 15 frames per second here. It's bad. Anyway, but I think what Niels is intimating here is that there's a penalty stroke opportunity here with number 30. And that is totally fair, actually. Something that I hadn't noticed, and that's good. At this point, the umpire could be playing the advantage off this foul. Okay, so let's take that as being something that you may do. Looking at the positions of the players, looking at the fact that Srijesh is kind of up, there's like spots where the ball could go, skill level of these players. Yeah, playing advantage can definitely be an option at this point. It's as you move down the levels of play, playing advantage on a penalty stroke gets very, very courageous. You got to have a lot of ovaries to do that, and you better be right, because you can't take it back afterwards. Not technically anyway. I've seen umpires in the spirit of fairness go ahead and go back, but okay. But what I want you to watch is the trailing right leg from the Korean attacker. Okay. Helmet is on, helmet is on, helmet is on, and boom. Okay. Helmet gets knocked off. So, for me, in observing this play, thinking that safety is my primary concern, that I am not a super big fan of bullies anyway. So one option, let's go through all the options. One option for those of you who didn't know what you should do about this kind of situation, if a goalkeeper accidentally loses their helmet, okay, I'll keep it rolling for all of you now. If they truly accidentally lose their helmet and it falls off, stopping the play for a bully is an option. If it's truly just a fluke that you just, they jostle themselves, and in the course of trying to make a save, maybe the goalkeeper like wipes the stick over his face and cracks his own helmet off. You want to call that immediately on safety grounds, and you might call a bully. Now think about what that means for the attacking team. What does that mean for the opposing team? They basically, play gets stopped when they are on the attack inside their opponent's circle, and they have to resume play by contesting a bully 5 meters outside the circle. It's quite disadvantageous. So you better be pretty darn sure that that is the right option to take here. The next option, as many people have intimated, is to say it's the goalkeeper's responsibility to keep their helmet on their head. And by continuing to play immediately afterwards, a penalty corner, perhaps on the first clearance, or a penalty stroke on the second, where he's more intentionally stopping a goal, then I can see both. I can see both. And the point is that once the helmet has come off, advantage should not be played. Unless the goalkeeper is so far out of the play, they're safe. So they've gone for a little bit of a mazy run up to the top of the circle. They've gone on a one-on-one. They've gotten beat. They've fallen down. Their helmet's out of the way. And the ball is literally behind them and closer to the goal or at a completely different angle. There's almost no chance that they're going to get hit by it. Then you could play through the advantage. This is definitely not that situation. And what I would expect in this scenario is that the umpire just didn't notice that the helmet had been knocked off. And I know you can say, well, what do you mean? How is that possible? It is extremely possible. It is extremely possible because there's a lot of stuff to look at, and it's not something that you're watching for. It doesn't happen very often, right? Okay. And then, like I said, if you feel, as I do, that an attacking player has interfered with the equipment of the goalkeeper. So let's see if I'm just going to pull the rules back up again. So you're talking about 9.3. Okay. 9.3, players must not touch, handle, or interfere with other players or their sticks or clothing. Okay. So that includes, hitting their sticks away, grabbing their shirt, or kicking them in the head so that their helmet falls off. That's a pretty significant impact. And is it the fault of the goalkeeper for going down and making a save exactly where you would expect them to? Or is it the fault of the attacker for taking the angle that they did in order to get to the play? I would say that without any sort of venom, it is the attacker who creates this contact and interferes with the helmet and knocks it off his head. So a free hit defense for me is what I find to be the most supportable decision here. If you were to call a penalty corner immediately, I think is the second best decision out of this. And I know that goes from one way to another way, but I think that it makes, that completely is also supportable if you don't believe that the attacker has interfered with the goalkeeper's equipment. Okay? To continue play to get the goalkeeper into the spot where they are making this save on the penalty stroke, I think is kind of like entrapment. Of course they're going to keep playing. Like, you're not going to go, oh, sorry, my helmet's off, I'm going to step aside and take myself out of the danger so that the ball goes in the net. No, it's your job as the umpire to keep them safe and to stop the play immediately and then to mete out the penalty that's appropriate. If they knock their own helmet off intentionally so that you have to stop the play, well, now you're kind of looking at, oh gosh, I don't even know. Somebody can tell me what they think about that silly little hypothetical that I never should have raised. But Okay. But I think that by playing through to the point that this save gets made, to call that then on the penalty stroke is pretty entrappy. It's kind of gotcha. Does that make sense? Wonko, I hope that makes sense. Okay. Let's see what y'all have for me here. Yeah, so that was the initial foul. Thanks, Niels. That's a really good point. Okay. Mike, probably safest for the player to clear the ball. Yeah, I mean, they're doing their job, right? The Wall of India is doing his job. There you go. The helmet comes off accidentally. Play should stop for the safety, leaving you with a bully. Yeah, so that's kind of option one. But the one that I like, I don't like that one very much because I hate bullies, and it is in effect, you might as well give a free hit defense because it's not a great attacking opportunity for the attack anyway. Like they've lost possession of the ball. And even if they get possession back, then they probably, because they can't go directly into the circle, they're going to have to pull it back. And an umpire would have to determine that a defender touched the ball on the bully in order for the 5 meter requirement to be lifted. So I hate going into hypotheticals. I like talking about what we've got for principles. But on one of those bullies, inside the 23, if you as an umpire believe that in the course of the bully, the one tap has gone over, and then in that bully, there is contact by that defender on the ball, that attacking player could then send the ball into the circle without it moving 5 meters. Just a little trivia there for you. Yep. And that's fair, Jack. And what you have to do in that situation is say, was advantage sufficient? Was that a proper opportunity? Was there good? Was the advantage properly taken and just wasn't successful in that moment, such that the next foul is independent? Or do you say that actually that attacker doesn't have a great opportunity at that moment, so you would call the penalty stroke back there? We're kind of trying to hive that one off because the exercise we want to go through is to figure out what we do about the goalkeeper's helmet leaving. Yep, if you say the attacker fouled the goalkeeper, you go back to the bad tackle from the defender. But you don't just go back. Okay, so Yop, this is the trap of advantage. It's not just about waiting to see what happens with the play and then going back and resetting it. It's about being able to process in the moment, what is the caliber of this opportunity? Is it equal to or greater than the team penalty that I would award if I believe the play needs to be stopped? What would I stop the play with? I would stop it with a penalty stroke. Okay. If that level of opportunity doesn't exist in that moment, then you call the foul. You do not play advantage and see what the player is able to do with it and then say, well, actually they didn't have good advantage, so I'm going to go back to the penalty stroke. Okay? It's a fine difference, but it's really, really important, Yoke, because things in our game, as opposed to, say, rugby, happen. There are fouls that, as you can see there, bang, 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 can happen so quickly. And things change. All these different little factors go bang, 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 all the way through. And you would get yourself into quite a pickle if you kept going back and back. How far do you go back had been the question for years about advantage. Well, here's the way you deal with it. You reframe it. You reframe it and you put it in terms that you make your decision by pre-planning in that moment. What are the options available? Are they good ones? Are they better than the team foul? Yes, advantage is given. You didn't get it. Next consequence, whether the ball's going out of play. or a different foul's occurred, or whatever the case might be. Okay? I hope that makes sense, Yop. Welcome to the community, because I give that speech to many a newcomer. You are not the first. Roger, you meant number 30. That's fine. Yep. Is the foul partially responsible for the helmet being kicked off by the attacker? Yeah, we don't need to make that connection. What we need to connect is, does that attacker who has been fouled in a manner that we would say that's intentional inside the circle? If that were outside the circle, we'd give a penalty corner for that. So inside the circle, we would give a penalty stroke for that. Does that mean that attacker doesn't have the same level of opportunity? Now, your measurement of that is going to be very different depending on the level of play. And there's nothing like making the decision that advantage doesn't exist, and then the ball is going into the net as you were making that team penalty call and stopping the play. And then you go, wow, oh, I messed that one up, didn't I? And we've all been there multiple times in our career. So please don't get me wrong. And you're gonna make this mistake over and over again. It happens. Okay. Can you watch it once in full speed? Well, you probably watched it a few times in full speed, but let's see. Okay. So just remember, I want to keep the issue of advantage in that situation separate. Okay. It's that is before the helmet off stuff. Okay. That is disadvantageous because the goalkeeper could just take off their helmet whenever the attacker is about to shoot. Yeah. Bullies and disadvantageous as the forward removed the helmet. If the forward interferes with their own helmet, you have another problem. You have a form of misconduct that you have to figure out what you're going to do with. And at that point, you are meting out the penalty as if their helmet has accidentally been dislodged because they can't play without their helmet. Now that I'm thinking about it, okay, let's see if I'm on drugs here. Let's see if I can parse this one out, because I think it's worth just, this is the hypothetical I shouldn't have gone on. But I think we can deal with it. Protective headgear must be worn by a goalkeeper at all times. So if a goalkeeper takes off their helmet, whether they're involved in the play or not, directly involved in the play, and with the must language, yeah, I mean, I think you have an argument for an intentional foul. And I would also be looking at, what the heck are you doing? And potentially it's a form of misconduct. Okay, so let me know if you agree with that. Have I made sensicles? Has the sense been made? Yeah. Yeah, Stain, you're absolutely right. And I don't want to bust on my friend over there on that far side, but you're absolutely right. And that is the reason I'm so hype about being ahead of the play. And that why everybody is so hype about being ahead of the play. Because when we are moving at that rate of speed, because we're catching up to the play, we make mistakes. Our body is jostling up and down. We're not noticing the things that we should. We might be looking over our shoulder, which constricts and narrows our range of vision. It impacts our physiology and the chemicals that are flowing from our body up to our brain that help us be smart. All those things. Our adrenaline is higher because we're working harder. The chemicals that interfere with us, our smartness, are all a-flowing. So, I don't know why that happened in that particular case, but you're absolutely right, Stain. That is a factor that when you are coaching umpires, you would work through with that umpire and say, okay, so how did we get there? How do you think it impacted your ability to process the decision? How did you feel in that moment? And you would invite them to take on that responsibility of, yeah, I kind of could have done that differently. It's been an hour? You guys, this is shocking. Yop, yeah, I don't know. I think he's got good balance. I think he just gets tackled really well by a very, very good goalkeeper. And he kept the ball on the ground instead of maybe lifting it over, all that kind of stuff. And I think the choice of that player's running line was already made and it was not impacted by that tackle. Okay, so for whatever reason, when he picks up this ball, he's curling in from there and he's running at a straight. Okay, see, now I'm looking at this as a coach because my coach brain comes into there. He's running at a straight line at this goalkeeper. And he is getting back pressure from that player. But you know what? You're going to get eaten in this situation. So I'm not putting this down to anything that Srijesh did wrong in this situation. That's what I'm saying. If the attacker didn't knock the helmet off, play would have been able to legally in the rules and safely continue, I believe. Therefore, free hit defense would have given. You're sounding as legal as I do sometimes, Jack. Unless the attacker was falling off balance from the original foul. Yeah, but you should identify that. You should be able to see that pretty soon. So we're talking about another half second to a second for you to process. Oh, wait, they're leaning out of the shot like this. He's got to move. He's got to move. The goalkeeper's allowed to go down there. He's allowed to stop the ball. He's defending his goal. He doesn't have to say, please continue that direct line that you're running. What he can't do is interfere with the player's body and make body contact as that player is trying to move the ball in a different direction. Okay, that's when the goalkeeper's coming late and we would look at that differently. Yop, what if the attacker didn't knock the helmet off and the goalkeeper made that save, penalty stroke? Not at that point, because the opportunity has been given. I'm not going back. I'm not going back to that first foul. In fact, especially because of that second opportunity, which was dope, and that guy should have buried that in the net, and he didn't. Look at this. That is an epic opportunity. He's got 2 posties, yeah, but still. You don't go back just because you don't like the outcome. You better have assessed what the potential outcome was, and it's not the outcome on which that you base your decision on. Advantage is given. For my hypothetical, that's a pretty major breakdown of play. Yeah. Just, yeah. Remember that time when I said I was going to be speaking well for Mike Vince? Yeah, look at what's happened there. Kia ora, sir. Good to see you, Stefan. Hi, Freddie Campbell. Yeah, no. Not as a result of the tackle from the Indian player. No, he is the Indian player. You might have jumped in a little late and not seen that. No, I don't see it that way. I don't see the Korean player off balance as he's moving at all. The tackle that comes from 30 is stick right there. He's fine. He's riding that. He's fine. It doesn't mean it's any less of a foul, but it's not like that stick has tripped up the Korean player. Not the way that I'm seeing it. Waiting to see is very often giving 2 chances for the 1 foul. two bites of the cherry, as all the English umpires will say. It's one of their favorite little catchphrases, which doesn't mean much until you start breaking down and you work through what is advantage. It's not the guarantee of a result. It's the opportunity to earn the result. The same way a penalty stroke is an opportunity to earn the result of a goal, but you still might mess it up. You still might shoot it wide or shoot it straight into the goalkeeper's breadbasket. Who knows? Sorry, as Scott was saying, the opportunity restores the balance. If they mess up, that's their fault. If they still had the chance, if it gets taken back. If it was a foul by 30, hard to see from that angle, then a penalty stroke bowling straight away. Yeah. Yeah, if you don't think that there's a great opportunity there, and that's fine. And let's face it, what we know from where the umpire was positioned, he didn't see the stick. Okay? I'll just say that. And that's just the way it goes. Yeah. Okay. Hey, I'm all about the words, okay? Because words are expressions of how we are thinking. They color our perceptions, they color our interpretations, and they govern our actions. So I'm very big on trying to use better words, better language, so that we can get to better decisions. Okay. Only one bite. You got shouted at by a coach last week, Paul, for playing advantage that results in the team going from halfway line to the attacking circle and then messing up. Right? So that's a nice extreme example, the other end of that spectrum. 107. Oh my God. The team coach, not the umpire coach. Yeah. So if no foul by 30, free hit for defense for attack, knocking off the helmet. See, Godders and I, we got our groove back. Me and Godders. We're back to being best friends. And I am a much happier person now. You need to make a decision quickly. Yep. Danger is a massive issue. Yep. Stefan, when you go back and you watch the replay, you'll see how extensively we combed through that, because it has been an hour. Yeah, I don't. Stain, love you to death. Don't buy that one. The attacker has to know that if they continue in a singular path, that a goalkeeper is going to go down and block the ball. And it's then the attacker's responsibility to take a different path with the ball and with their body, because the goalkeeper is entitled to use their body to stop the ball. End of story. Over. It's over. I know. I don't know what happened. You changed your opinion. Attacker had time and space to make sure he wouldn't hit the... Yeah, okay. I'm very persuasive. And I don't mean to be like that. I just think it's really important. And I think many of you have been around long enough to see me change my mind, or coming into a situation and say, hey, I can see this both ways. You guys tell me. You guys make your arguments to me and help me process all the factors and what are the principles that we're looking for, and then we get to something. And then my psychological cognitive biases come to the forefront. Yeah, and honestly, at the end of the day, especially for us, umpiring at home instead of on the blue pitch in Tokyo, we are going to take the safest course of action. And that makes sense. Bye. It was so nice to have you. I can't wait to see you next week. Okay. Does the initial, does it contact with the leg? Man, I don't think so. Let's see. Ooh, Rachel. God damn it. Okay, pretend she didn't say that. God dang it. God dang it. I sound like a Texan. Oh, look at that. He just narrowly, or actually maybe he does get hit by the stick. Anyway, let's go back. to this, the second guy. No. Haha. No. That stick. Thank goodness. I was going to throw in the towel if we found yet another thing. I guess I keep looking at the time. Yeah. Penalty stroke for saving with a helmet. The helmet fell off instead of kicking it off. Yeah, but like I was saying, Yop, I think that the helmet went off early enough that there was a first save that was much more sort of just like he gets hit by the ball without even being able to move out of the way. The second save and an intentional one, but why would you, like, you don't play on to that to see if you can get a more severe penalty against the defending team, because you're not playing through danger. You don't play there's no advantage on danger. There is, I'm here to save a life. Blow the whistle. Yes, you could. It's a tougher sell, though. It's a tougher sell inside the circle for sure. So I think in that situation, yeah, that's tough, because you want to see a more obvious riding of that tackle, a more obvious opportunity developing to then be able to go, what you did there absolutely has to get nailed. You must go and sit and think about what you did there. Probably a more physical or dangerous element in it. I hope that makes sense. Japanese, sorry. Because I'm already thinking about another scenario. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I hate bullies. I really do, Mike. So for Goddard's, see, I started reading without talking, and that's not great radio for Mike. The accidental loss of the helmet isn't necessarily fair for the defense to get a PC. They could have been in possession rather than the attack. No, if it's truly an accidental loss of the helmet, the bully is the correct decision, Goddard. So I'm not disputing that. It's just not the one that we have to take here, because, yeah, I can see that somebody might say, well, that's not really the attacker's fault because the attacker had nowhere else to go. I don't know. Somebody could try to justify it in a way that would convince me a little bit, but I don't like it. Nope. Okay. We can agree to disagree here, but when you watch it big time, he doesn't move. Yes. Store them in the noggin, in your singular brain cell. What do you think I do all the time? Absolutely. This is the point. We are exercising ourselves. It doesn't really... The important thing is not the quality of the decision that was made there. We're not sitting here saying, all right, 1 for the umpire on the pitch and, 0 for us. Or this is not about us keeping score. This is about us. What are we looking for? Who initiated the contact? Was their advantage properly given? What was the positioning like, and how did that impact the decision? Where do you want to be if you're going to make that decision? What could you miss if you were in your happy place? So how would you communicate with your colleague in order to get more information? What would you do? Would you just blow your whistle and stop the play and then say, all right, colleague, let's have a chat? This is what I saw. Did you see anything else that would change my assessment of those facts? Let's properly apply the rules. What do we come to? Free hit defense. Okay. Yeah, Goddard, sorry, I may not have totally accurately read your statement. So it was, yeah. Sometimes my brain isn't quite where I want it to be. Yeah. Yep. Stefan, totally agree. Appropriate. What is a play out corner? From the KHB. What is a play out corner? I thought a play out corner was the final corner of a period of time. So like we commonly call it an extra time penalty corner. So the final whistle blows either as that penalty corner is going or just after it's been awarded, but before the corner has begun. I thought that's what a PC at the end of the corner. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. So, sorry. The game should be restarted with bully. Okay. Whew. We might be going a little OT today, which is hilarious because I thought I don't have enough material today. This is why I'm not allowed. This is why I can't have nice things. Right. Doesn't it ever? Yes, Yope, I don't know if you have seen the replay for that when we dissected the Orangerie and Victoria penalty corner in your neck of the woods there 4 weeks ago now, and went through all that stuff and talked about the Pibworth rule. So Yope, if none of this is making any sense to you, go back to that replay. I'll try to link it. I'll put a card up here, boink, and I'll try to put it in the description. Go back and get on that. Okay. Did we manage to flog that horse? You did see the replay. Excellent. I'm still going to put the link for other people. Right. We have 5 minutes for each of the other. Let's do this one. Okay. Oh, no. Let's not do that one. Let's do this one because I don't know where that video went. So this occurred at the Junior World Cup in the final. Yep. And maybe we can just work through it quickly what we would do with this, because we were doing a watch party at the time and I was able to, express my opinion at the time. So if you were there, don't cheat. Horse well flogged.
Oh. It's Joaquin Toscani.
Okay, I'll move my head in case that got in the way.
Right in the face. He just made body contact with the German player.
And I'm gonna.
I think Heine.
So I'll keep it to myself. What the result was on the pitch. And yes, this was our good friend Dan Barstow, member of the Discord server, in here, and we're really privileged that he'll pop in and occasionally be able to add a few nuggets of information for us that really help us understand what's going on in these big matches. So thank you, Dan, for that, if you're listening. So there's a few things that I want to point out here, is how after the incident happens, the first thing that the umpire does is ensure that the player gets the right medical attention. Okay, that's always the most important thing to do. It also gives you the advantage of being able to think through what you've just witnessed. If you're on radios, you might be able to, while that is occurring, you might be able to say, hey, what did you see, to your colleague, and get some information over radio. And if you don't have radios, you've stopped time, it's a good time to go and have a chat with them, just to review. Okay. Slowing things down so that you make sure you deal with it. And it gives the chance for the tempers on the pitch to diffuse somewhat. And then you have to take the best action that you possibly can. Jack. Okay, not enough. I'm just gonna throw that right out there. Just thinking that a free hit can be awarded, that is not enough, sir. We are looking for much more than that. Free hit to Argentina, the blue team. Was there given a card? Okay, so I can tell you right now that Dan gave a 10-minute yellow card in this. And at the time, we weren't sure what was awarded. I was like, 10-minute yellow, 10-minute yellow during the watch party. And I'll explain my reasoning for that in a second. Steve likes to see a yellow card for both. Tell me about the yellow card to Argentina and how you get to that as well, Yop. Okay, deliberate shoulder charge by Daniel for the red for the black, 24 for violent conduct. Restart with a free hit, black. Okay. It's a yellow for Argentina and red for the German player. The German player adds momentum to the stick for Mike. Okay. Now, I think what we want to get back to are the reasons why we give red cards in this game. And although this was not entirely a hockey play, this wasn't not a hockey play for me. Okay? They're in the middle of a tackle. The German player has just been body checked. I think he thinks he's got a stick that's going to be coming over top that he could be lifting and that sort of thing. I do not believe that this is analogous or should be treated the same way as if a player gets body checked, looks up, sees his opponent, the play has already been stopped, and then he hits him in the face with a stick. That's a red card. Okay? We do not award red cards the same way that they do in football. End of story. It's a bigger, more severe, more difficult criterion to reach. Because we do have these sticks in our hands that move quite quickly, and people are unpredictable. And if you're in an unpredictable moment like this, reckless behavior and failing to control his stick absolutely does need to be penalized with a personal penalty. And that's why I think a 10-minute yellow is appropriate. Okay? But a red card is too much. Did the Argentinian get carded in this situation? No. Would that but for anything else, would that have been worth a yellow card in quarter one with 4 minutes left to go? So we've played 10 minutes of hockey. Would that be a yellow card? No, it would not be. I can say that one right there. Okay, it's a breakdown of play, absolutely, but that one that I believe is not it's not super physical. It doesn't bring the player to ground. It doesn't even really stop the German player from going. Yeah. Body block by Argentina, no attempt to play the ball. Yeah. Well, I mean, I understand, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't think it's necessary. Yeah. If you'd been in the watch party and you'd seen it, it had been a remarkably clean game up until that point. That was literally the first breakdown of play that occurred. Okay, seeing the slow-mo, it's still hockey. I know. And it's not like you want to say, yeah, that's hockey. No, it's that it's part of the play. It's not isolated and independent from, it doesn't have that premeditated. It's absolutely reckless, but it's not premeditated. It's not, I'm so angry at you, I'm now going to take a shot at you. Scott doesn't like the red either. Yellow for both. Okay. And this is why I don't like that phrase. I don't like that phrase being used because we literally have an Argentinian team here. This is why I don't like things like naughty step. And this is why I don't like people saying yards. And, you know, because words do matter, and they matter right here. Okay. And I know it sounds clever, but just saying. That's where I got to. It's not, you know, given that the kid gets injured and he's off the pitch anyway, sometimes it is extremely easy to lose track of that. And it's also hard to give players cards who are bleeding and injured. No, sorry, Mike, that's not how I don't see it that way. And I don't think that you should impart that much. When you watch it in slow motion, you get a much more, he doesn't intend to hit him in the head. He intends to fling his stick up and object. He takes one hand off and he's like, hey, and he goes like this, but he doesn't intend to hit him in the head. That is the difference. The premeditation is not there. So, yeah. Didn't take the player to ground. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see that. Yeah, it's absolutely reckless. It's frustrating. And this is one of those plays that you would likely, had this occurred early in the tournament, as I explained to the watch party gang, sorry if this is repetitious for you, that this would come under examination by the TD afterwards and could result in further disciplinary action. Could result in a 1-match ban, a 2-match ban. That's not the same as a red card in a game, though. It's not intended to be a replacement for a form of penalty that should have been awarded in the game. It is an extra game. It's outside of the game, intended to enforce the code of conduct that all the players, all the officials, everybody, the coaches, every participant in an FIH tournament has to sign off on a code of conduct. And we can't confuse the two things, that a red card in the game is the same as a red card or as a match ban that is awarded by a tournament director or technical director after the match is over. Okay, those are two very separate actions, but that's something you would expect. Goddard wants a yellow. Think about cause and effect. Yeah, and we're not saying that if you got that shoulder check and then you stop, you look at the player, and then you premeditatively hit them in the head, that it's like, well, that it was caused by the shoulder barge. Okay? But the reflexive recklessness is different than that. And that is what we're looking for. That's what we're judging on. Not to mention, it's a gold medal final of the Junior World Cup. Okay? You better be so damn certain that it's a red card. Did the German player set in the momentum of the stick even before he was pushed? Yeah, like it's hard to tell, right? And that's why you must be totally sure. Okay, thank you very much for that. We're at a Keeley hour, so Not that you wouldn't sign off anyway. I'm just saying that if this is the time that you usually allot to hanging out with me, which I really appreciate, then I understand if my retention rates now plummet because we are at the 90-minute mark. But I do want to try, if I can, figure out how to get this. Okay, so I'm going to do this in preview mode because I'm a boss. And I'm going to do this, and I'm going to hide this scene, and I'm going to try to bring in the 5-meter infringement clip because it's one that we're all going to, we're going to have an interesting time with it. Okay, here. Okay. Hold your phones. Hold your phones. Okay. That wasn't too hard. There's 2 of me. Nobody needs to see 2 of me. Okay. So I'm almost there. I'm just going to loop this and publish.
Down the sideline.
Yeah. Back to live mode. Oh, wait. It's asking me to do it again. I don't know why it's playing the audio from the other. So I'm just going to mute that. And that's okay. We wouldn't be able to understand this either way because this is in Korea. See, I was already thinking about this clip. I believe this is Korea versus Japan. And this is from the Asian Champions Trophy. It's very, very quick. Okay. Thanks, Ian. Thanks for popping by. And thank you for the reminder on the like. Okay. So a free hit is initially awarded close to the sideline. We are looking at this segment of play right after the free hit. The self-pass is taken quickly. Sorry, I'm trying to get that out of the way so I can pause. I can change this. There we go. Okay. So a free hit is awarded out here in the corner. Also keep in mind, context that you can't see on this screen, is that this is pretty much 5 seconds left in the 4th quarter as well. Okay. So the free hit is awarded here, okay? Red takes the quick self-pass, and then a tackle is made by the 2 white defenders. One puts in the block, the other one then taps it there. Okay. Interested to know what you think about this. We don't talk about 5-meter infringements that often. They're very fine details, but big calls can come of this. Because if you are watching this and you believe that this is a breakdown of play by the first white defender because they are influencing the play in the by way of the way they're running back, trying to get out of the way. If you believe that, then this is a breakdown of play that you would award a penalty corner for at this stage of the game. Scott, the closest defender, did try and not to intervene and kind of stepped out of the way, although stayed around. Okay. Urian, the closest white defender, influences the play intentionally, penalty corner. Second tackle was 5 meters, correct, but the first white player interfered. Okay, and if you have a couple seconds to tell me what you see as interfering or influencing the play here in that motion, I'd like to hear you articulate it because I think that's important. Hi, Adam Swan. Where you been? You've been quiet. Penalty corner for you. First defender is trying to get out of the way and the attacker runs at them, moves aside and is more than 5 meters away from the foul when the ball is touched. Okay. Richard wants a PC out of that. PC for Niels as well. Closest defender may have channeled the attacker to her teammate who was ready to tackle. Okay. That's exactly what I see. I see this as being this white defender at this moment, totally fine. She can't be expected to disappear. So the fact that she takes a couple steps backwards is fine. But now she doesn't get to continue this motion right here. Shoulder to shoulder, guiding that player into her tackling teammate. Okay? Once you realize you're in their path, you've got to step out of it and not influence the options that are available to that player. And she takes away any chance of this player dragging to the left and getting around that second defender's flat stick tackle. I see the influence there. It's clear. It's very intentional. First defender channeled. Yep. First defender could have moved in another direction. Yep. Thanks, Stain. See, we're good. It restricts the movement of red. She keeps her shoulder there to shadow the attacker into the channel. Yep. Definitely trying to stay in the way rather than move to 5 meters. The first white defender is the one who gave away the free hit attack. Yep. Yep. As a lackluster attempt. It's supposed to look like she's trying, but... Yep. Okay. You agree white channels and takes away the option to pass or go around the second defender. And it is gamesmanship. Yes, it's cynical. It's smart. It's something that you may want to... But, I mean, look at how many defenders they have. Look at all the options. That defender doesn't... All she has to do is step back. Sorry, let me... Just from a coaching point of view, because I now see this. Look at how many bodies they have. If that defender just steps away, there are 1, 2, 3 right there. They've got a nice triangle there. And then they got 4 and 5 at the edge of the circle. Sealing off that sideline. She doesn't even have to break that play down. But she does anyway. It's only smart if you don't get caught. Okay. Well, that didn't take long. And for the person who sent me that clip, there you go. Okay. I really appreciate all the time that you put in today, and I enjoyed the conversation. I'm glad that the whole thing didn't completely blow up in my face. It was hard. What was the outcome? On video referral, Steve, on video referral, the penalty corner was awarded. And I believe correctly. So there was no call made on the pitch, and that's one of those really hard video referrals, right? Because it is a judgment call. It isn't a, was it a foot or not a foot? It is a, was that influencing the play? And it doesn't have to be intentional, really, but yes, it was. For Stefan, penalty corner for the intentional deliberate breakdown of play. They are gambling to see if they get away with it. Yeah. Yeah, not a gamble that they had to take, but they took it anyway. It was eventually. Tangential question. If the first didn't track back, are we happy about the attacker's spin in front of the second defender? Tangents. Maybe not. It's hard to see because we lose track of the ball. Probably not. I mean, I've been less and less happy with some of these shielding obstructions lately. I think that as a community, I think we're letting too many of them go at the higher levels, and it's impacting the way in which we're expecting defenders to be able to defend, and reducing the, and just making it a bit more dangerous, because players are going to get frustrated if they can't reach the ball. The whole reason that obstruction exists is because you don't want players getting mad when they're trying to get a ball and they have a stick in their hand, because they'll start reaching around and they'll do so in ways that are dangerous to the ball carrier. Okay, but we've decided in our sport that the line in the sand is you can't block a defender from reaching the ball with your body, with your stick, or with your teammate, third party. So in that context, yeah, I don't love that, but it's that angle. It's really hard to see. I hope that helps, Roger. Good point to bring up, though. I appreciate it. Okay. Again, I didn't get to my rant, but I'll get to my rant next week. Can I play the graphic anyway? I can't because it didn't work. Oh. You know, it's the hubris that gets me every time. 100% of the time, it gets me all the time. It was a great show regardless, and worked some bugs out, and we talked some good hockey. So thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of the third team. Please head over to the Discords, which I will put again into the broadcast. If you haven't made it over there yet, please do, because it's fun. Devin Chambers, hi, live streaming friend. Just as I'm wrapping up, good to see you. Please head over to the Discord and have a gander at that. Okay. Remember that the prices are going to go up January 1 for the memberships. So the time to act is now. Sorry, I don't like that at all. And if you've gotten something out of today's broadcast and you just want to say thanks, go get drunk. Buy me a coffee.com/FHumpires. Buy me a rosé. That would be great. Yes, excellent discussions tonight, everybody. Thanks, Stain. Thanks, Paul. Very good. We are approaching 400 members on the Discord. You're absolutely right. So it's getting big. It's getting big. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your week of hockey. Enjoy the weekend, whatever it does bring for you, whether that's indoor or outdoor or some umpire coaching or some player coaching even. Enjoy it. Stay safe. And we will see you next week. Thanks. Bye.